Hey guys, Tepco Cycle Repair. Today I'm going to be working on converting this ST1300P model, the police model, to a civilian model. So what I want to do is put a back seat on it. There's a couple ways to do it. I'll show you how I'm going to do it, but I'll give you some options of how you can do it as well. All right, so here we are. Let's take a look. All right, so first off, you got to swap out the subframe. The way that I'm going to do is going to be swapping out the subframe. So it's going to be this whole subframe right here. I have another one sitting right here ready to go. There's a couple ways, like I said, to do it. The differences are these tabs right here on the police model. It has this tab here, it has this one here, it has this bracket right here. So you would have to cut all of these off, and you can cut them off and just stick a seat on there. But I'm going to opt to just changing it out. I got the whole subframe for relatively cheap, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to swap it off. Now what I'm going to have to do is take off this rear rack. I'm going to have to take off the inner fender here, the rear body work. I've already taken off the tip over bars here for the side, and that's the rear section that holds on the subframe. You can see the whole thing moving there. So I'll have to take off these bolts right here, the bracket right here, the mounts for the lower fuel tank, and I should be able to pull it out. It says that you have to remove the rear wheel, but I don't think I'm going to have to do that, so let's give it a shot. And what I'll do here, when I get them all off, I'll lay them next to each other and show you the difference. Now there's a couple of parts you're going to have to get. First off, you're going to need the bracket for the seat. All right, here's the part number right there for that, and that came with the screw right there. And you're going to need the release cable, and you're going to need the latch. And it looks like I'm going to need some kind of a screw here to mount it, but I'll figure that out when I get to it. Okay, those are not on the police model. You need to get those. And here's the frame here. You can see it doesn't have any of that extra stuff on it. And it has a couple other brackets here for cables, I guess, and such that the police model doesn't have. So let me get to it. So I'm supposed to take the tank off, but I can get to the 14mm underneath here without having to take the tank off just by taking that bracket off. So I want you to see the differences here we got on the frame. See if I can get you. All right, so here's the police model, and then here is the civilian model. All right, you can see the differences up here. These brackets, these. All right, so here's an overview. All right, I'm going to stick the other one back on. I don't know about you guys, but it's dinner time. I'm sweating. I'm gonna call it for right now. I'll be back in a minute.
Hungry.
All right, guys. So the neighbor's mowing. Hopefully, it doesn't bother the audio too much. But this is what I was stuck on: the routing for this cable. So there's a little screw here to self-tapping into the plastic. Here, this mounts on here. The cable sits in there, and then it routes backwards. Okay, and then it routes around here. Curves in here to where it sits underneath the handrail. Who knew it did all these kind of curves, but that's the way it goes. All right, so just want to give you a heads up on that. Let me get back to it. The moment we've all been waiting for. See if it'll work now. Yes! Alright. Back seat, and that's what you need to do. You want to add a back seat to your police bike. I have it in the highest level right now. This front's kind of wobble. I guess that's how it is. I don't know. All right. All right, well, there it is with the back seat on it, all done, release, and everything is on there. And that's, you know, that's the way that I would do it. Just change out that whole subframe. Like I said, you can cut the little tabs off and do it that way, but I put the subframe on. It took me about 2 hours. I stopped for dinner, but it took me about 2 hours to do it. And it's looking good. Time to go ahead and put the rest of the plastic back on the saddlebags, guys. I'm going to do a couple more videos on this ST. And hopefully you guys will, you like this one and you'll subscribe and hit the bell for further notifications, guys. But until next time, this is Technical Cycle Repair.